It has officially been now over 20 years since High School Musical premiered on Disney Channel. Of course, if you are from a certain generation, and really honestly, if you want to get into it, you could be from any generation. This movie keeps living on. Um, it premiered January 20th, 2006, drew 7.7 million viewers in the US. That was massive for the time. Honey, the music was everything in this movie, and it sold. Matter of fact, the soundtrack of High School Musical became the best-selling album of 2006. That's major. You got to think about it. It obviously exploded into a full franchise, two sequels, sold out concerts, merch, money. It really defined that decade, that era. It really brought forth or really supercharged the careers of its stars: Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Lucas Grabeel, Monique Coleman, Corbin Bleu. Um, One of the most beloved characters within the movie is Sharpay Evans, right? But Sharpay has a brother, Ryan Evans. And Ryan is basically, I mean, he is actually her fraternal twin, for starters, but he's kind of like Sharpay's moral conscious backbone. He's everything. He was theatrical. He was fashionable. He was talented. Lucas Grabeel played him. And there's always been this interesting, quietly known thing about Ryan, and that is he is more or less queer, or he is portrayed to be queer. He's very queer coded. And a lot of people have questioned over the last 20 years, was Ryan's character gay? Was he gay? And of course, when this movie premiered in 2006, we were not as open about queer identities as we are now. Hell, we're kind of going backwards if you ask me, but that's a conversation for a different day. So back when, he was first coming about, and this character was around, Ryan was around. Again, he was played in a very queer theater kid kind of way. The girls that get it. And eventually, over the years, we kind of no longer had to debate about it because it was a confirmed, you know, quote unquote, or as I said in the video, was Ryan Evans queer? Yes, he was, and it ended up actually being confirmed by the director of High School Musical, Kenny Ortega. He says he felt like Disney or its audiences weren't ready back then for an openly gay character in a kids film, so he more or less portrayed Ryan in a way that will let viewers feel that he was queer. He said that he felt like the character was somebody that would come out in college, but would not be openly gay in high school. A lot of times that's the real true tea with a lot of queer folks. A lot of queer folk don't come out until they hit college. And if you come out in high school, you are truthfully a different breed of person, because that's very brave if you ask me. He says that his approach was true colors come forward, right? He wanted the presence and the energy of Ryan to be gay, like I said earlier, but he didn't want to explicitly show it. Um, Lucas Grabeel, the actor that fantastically plays Ryan, I mean, God, dog, we gave Zach and Corbin their flowers a lot, but I don't feel like we gave Lucas Grabeel nearly enough flowers for how he portrayed Ryan. Of course, he said that he approached the role as somebody that was figuring himself out, right? That he wanted it to be kind of chill, but like enough where you would kind of more or less know. Uh, he's even admitted that if it were to come out now, he probably wouldn't have played Ryan because he's not queer himself. Lucas Grabeel. He said he probably feels like nowadays it would have gone to a gay actor. He said he always stresses the importance of representation, and he feels like LGBTQ plus actors deserve opportunities to play LGBTQ characters. Right. Another thing that I thought was very interesting is he said that when he's gone and seen clips online, that a lot of productions have Ryan as way over the top. But he said he didn't approach the role that way, and that he wanted, again, like I said earlier, for it to be complex. He wanted to be a teenager discovering something. And if you really ask me, that's what it plays out as. I think that's why Ryan is actually so beloved, truthfully. So, long story short, we get to the iconic, at least for this Gen Z generation, honey, y'all was on this High School Musical, the musical, the series, which this show always reminded me of like a soft version of Glee. I thought this show was very, very cute and done very well. And I like how it was a show within a show within a series type vibe. And I feel like they stretched it to where they could and they let it go. And I feel like that was good on them. We are finally treated to Ryan's character who kisses a man. He is officially out of the closet. Ryan is now officially canonly gay. Canonically, however y'all say it. He's canon to being gay. And Graybill said himself that he cried joy hearing the idea because he said he knew that it would, really represent a lot of the fans around the world who identified with Ryan. And more or less, me being young and like queer and figuring it all out and being nuanced and stuff like that, I feel like I could relate to a lot of the characters within this movie, honestly. Like, I feel like I felt kind of like, I played sports and football and stuff growing up, so I understood the plight of a Troy who was trying to figure out, how the hell do I do this thing that's considered a little bit more effeminate while I am more in this masculine trope or whatever. Now I'm older and I realize that nuance is very important for character, as you build your character and who you are as a person and grow into who you are. I've learned that. And I could also obviously relate to Ryan in that he was over the top and fun, and he had this really quirky fashion sense, and he was very loyal. And I really, really I just loved the way he was portrayed. All in all, I really want to pose a question for y'all. Did y'all clock it like we all did? Did y'all clock the tea that Ryan was low key queer already? Like, or did you kind of more or less not really get it when you were younger? I feel like I understood the assignment more or less, but all in all, I can't believe it's been 20 years since we first were introduced to these characters. It makes me feel very old. I feel geriatric as hell. Let me go take my Tylenol. But, I love this film franchise, and I love what it still represents to society and people all these years later. And I love the fact that we now can say that Ryan Evans is gay. See y'all in the next video.